This is really bad.
This is really bad. Uh-oh, wait.
From all the girls there was only one smart enough to avoid danger. Even though that's a balcony, sweetheart, I don't know if there's an escape route. I mean, there is. You can only try it once, though. So there I was, giving them a chance to tell their version 4 days after the fact, but you didn't hear that from me. Amazing timing, I know, but I gave them the chance. So let me just say that their open Q&A, Fresh and Fit, or Fresh and Furious, let's make that the actual name now. Their open Q&A was less of an open Q&A and more on a selective kind of Q&A. And what was the pattern of selection? Well, would you know it's super chat, because you would expect this from these guys, right? What else can you expect from guys full of integrity? You know, address situations and defend themselves based on money. Does it really shock you? Let's not try to build some drama here. We all know this would happen, okay? But it doesn't matter. I'm not really even focused on the monetization. I didn't care, okay? I just find it a little bit weird that this is going to be directed towards people who are already kissing your ass. I would expect that if you're going to tackle something, you would do it not for your supporters. But that's a whole different video about how they're gaslighting everyone in a certain way. There's manipulation. I'll address that whole thing in maybe another video, even though I don't want to make any more. Honestly, I'm tired of all this. I'm realistic. I know it's going to happen to my view count, but hey, it's actually getting really, really tiring, man. And the problem is when you fight or you address people who are irrational, it's like throwing sand at your own eyes. It's not going to be pleasant, and you're going to wonder, why the fuck did I do that to myself? And even though I would classify their Q&A as absolute trash, I am going to say that there's some issues that I really didn't even care about because I never talked about them. And I'm mostly of a non-statement on those issues, which I think were the most severe issues. Not saying that I don't believe in these stories and whatnot, or they're flimsy, but Nina Unrated and the other girl that got pregnant apparently by Myron, I never dwelt into those stories because those are very heavy statements, right? And I'm not sure if I feel comfortable talking about those because I'm not seeing absolute objective truth anywhere. So I'm gonna be fair and say that I'm just not gonna have an opinion on those, and if they did tackle it perfectly or not, I don't know. Okay, so it must have not, maybe the whole thing was not so much trash, but to what I wanted to watch, the things that I thought it was an issue, which was basically Quinn fitness and their hypocrisy. When it comes to that, the Q&A was terrible for them. And I'm going to try to put as many context clips as I can, but their thing is 5 hours, so I can't possibly put every single clip that I would like, so I'm going to try to keep this healthy. So the first issue, and the thing that drew the biggest attention, and I wanted to see it addressed, was Quinn fitness situation, right? You have many videos, even if they're not mine, about, you know, from other people describing exactly what happened, or herself, by the way. I'm not going to address that. I'm also going to assume that you already know what happened. And this is weird, but I'm going to say it right now, and this is going to be the first point, and I will say this, that I was listening to Myron and I was like, hold on a second, maybe he actually has a point here. Maybe he seems to actually speaking the truth when it comes to he did decide to call off the people he sent to basically brigade Anna.
Making jokes, whatever. Don't that chick, bro.
But then
no one posted that though.
Yep.
That I did say later on, guys, don't her. Okay? Even though she deserves it at this point.
Again, I was gonna be like, even though calling off what you already did, like going back on the mess that you created, is not really that praisable, but at least at this point the bar is so low that I would be happy for Myron to recognize, like, guys, just don't go after her. And listen, I'm gonna try it one more time. I'm gonna try this one more time to see if we can finally understand what is the issue about this, okay? One more time. If Myron says this shit, she posted this publicly, dude. Guys, I don't understand, why would she do this? This is goofy, yada yada. You criticized her. That's it. You informed the situation that she made this public, and that's it. You didn't do anything else. I would be 100% on your side. I would be 100% on your side. But you didn't do that. What you did was, guys, go roast her.
What's her Instagram again? It goes something like
Quinn Fitness.
Oh, there you go.
Quinn Fitness. Y'all want to roast her? I don't care. Y'all want to roast her? I don't care.
As soon as you mention these fucking words right here, you are liable for what these guys will do. You are directing your fans towards someone, the literal definition of brigading. Are we following this? Okay, hang in there. Now, you did this immediately. You denounced that immediately. You go like, guys, actually don't denounce it because you knew you fucked up, right? You realize that shit quickly. That's good. You still might have some self-awareness after all, but it's too late. And now, We know that in your mind, you think that what she's going through is deserved because she's just made a public expose on you. Even though you didn't attack with the same coin. She was talking about you in her own community. You sent your community to her. That is the problem. That's why you have no reason to be saying any of this shit as if like, oh, she was the one who started it. She didn't start any brigading. You did. One funny thing that happened in that Q&A is that he admitted that maybe it was his perception that she was trying to be threatful with that. So he admitted this.
Well, meet with Mike the following week to do a collab with him on his show and to go on the No Jumper podcast.
Yeah.
So her saying this, I interpreted it. Again, this is how I interpreted it. She might have had another, it might have been harmless on her end, but I interpret it as, I'm going to tell Mike that you're talking to me like this, and I'm going to mess with your opportunity to go out and do the interview, blah, blah, blah.
That maybe it was only his perception, but then he moves on as if that's not the most crucial thing for your argument. Amazing, but whatever. But let me just say that she could have, honestly, I'm not dumb, okay? I'm not in the case of like, believe all women. I never do that shit, okay? I always have to hear the people first. And she could have honestly had bad intentions towards you. She could have honestly tried to, in a certain way, kill you or anything like that. But you didn't give a chance for that to even happen. The way that you address, you say like, nah, do it. Just do it. I would never know. Right now, I can't possibly know if she would ever have bad intentions. Because you just went out and assumed that she was meaning this. Therefore, I'm just gonna let her do it. Right now, I have nothing to play with. Then we move on to Ayendei, is that his name? I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing the name, I'm really sorry, but I've tried it so many times. Ayendei, that's what I'm gonna call him, okay? Which was the intruder, or we can call him the intruder. He was the guy who went to his, or their studio and basically started name dropping I've Preach and stuff like that. And Fresh obviously used this opportunity to say that it was I've Preach. Even Myron himself admits like, hey, maybe we don't have evidence here. But hey, all of a sudden, Fresh, when he hears this criticism that people think that Fresh is being manipulated by him.
Look at you. Yo, Fresh, get away from this, man. This thing gonna ruin your life, dog.
All of a sudden, like, no, Fresh is his own man. Like, he's pulling some Aaron Preach tactics. Obviously, in their case, they're fake. They don't actually, he doesn't mean that. But regardless of it, this was not really a situation. I do think it was true. It did happen, okay? And I'm not gonna pin this on Fresh and Furious, right? Listen. A lot of people didn't think it was real because, oh, the guy is a fitness guy, he has a career, why would he do this? Listen, or the girls were reacting in a way that doesn't seem to make logic. Use your common sense, guys. Here's the thing, this is the common sense. People are dumb. But yeah, I guess I have to say this. It is not really to defend them, but to just call out the obvious. Don't do this kind of shit that is stupid as hell. Okay, and even though I believe the story, it's kind of confusing that they mentioned that the CSI showed up. I mean, you're talking about the TV show or the fucking police. Why would they send a forensics team? Are they gonna pick up pubes from the guy even though you have a camera? What is that? What is happening there? Why you need CSI on that? But I do think it was real. And the whole thing in general was a mess, okay? But here's why I'm mentioning Ayendei, okay? Or whatever his name is, okay? Even though he is, I would assume, the problem in this situation, okay? Just don't do that kind of stuff. It's really dumb. Okay, no matter how much you don't like the guys, this is going too far. But with this, Myron basically confirmed the idea of paying for box. Even if I do trust him completely when he says, I didn't do him wrong, I paid him for the services that he provided, I have nothing else to pay him. Even if I do believe in Myron, which I have no reason to not do, honestly, when it comes to this situation. But here's the thing, you're just literally admitting, and this will also not be an issue, if you weren't just so much of a hypocrite when it comes to this situation, which is paying for box. You paid him, if that is true, you paid him to source girls that you would then date. So fair to assume if sugar babies and sugar daddy, you know, situation wasn't already good enough for you, now you have certainty that he did pay. The only difference is he has a middleman. This is not a big point, but it shows how hypocritical this guy really is. Also, shout out to the women who thought it was a really good idea to just run to the balcony.
This is really bad.
This is really bad. Wait.
From all the girls there was only one smart enough to avoid danger. Even though that's the balcony, sweetheart, I don't know if there's an escape route. I mean, there is. You can only try it once, though. Another big thing that I saw in a Q&A, there's so many, I'm not going to address even 25% of it. But another thing was the fact that he compares competitive with disrespect, okay? So I'm supposed to believe Myron, a guy who saw two guys that apparently he likes, right? Dispute ideas, just ideas. He blows up emotionally over just a fight of ideas. And I'm supposed to believe that when this guy says, fuck Kevin Samuels, he's just being competitive. That he is able to separate, like, I still like Kevin Samuels, but I'll still say this shit.
To add coal to that furnace of ambition, what do? I ain't gonna lie. I say, fuck those guys. We're gonna beat them.
Yep.
But it's from a competitive standpoint, never an insulting or degrading standpoint. This preach is married, prior to a fucking beluga whale somewhere, and y'all niggas talking shit.
I don't believe in any of that, like, we're just competitive kind of bullshit. But your fans were swallowing that shit up. I mean, the comments that I've seen, guys, there was one girl that decided to open her, like, not her mouth, but I guess start typing a little bit. And people started berating that shit. Only one mod in that whole community was able to be like, let's just discuss ideas here. Everyone else was just going too far. Like, I have multiple screenshots that I took just to show you how stupid this most of their community is. Like, there's a few, I understand they're not bad, but I mean, you see the comment, like in the chat, you can't deny yourself that this is so toxic. Another point that they tackled, criticism equals clout chasing. Dude, in my old time of being a commentary channel, I covered a man who really likes his cupcakes, I say it. And a man who shouldn't have done the things that he did with his own mother, things too foul to even pronounce, actually. When I cover those stories, no one's saying clout chasing, right? Everyone understands that when something bad happens, criticism is bound to happen. But Fresh and Fit, I can assure you, they're the first case where I see a huge community. Every, like, 8 out of 10 comments that I get from their fans, clout chasing. And that's only the thing they say, it's clout chasing. The first time I ever been in this situation where, even with less views than the Cupcake Man situation, people calling it clout chasing. Guys, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna explain commentary channels to morons who still don't know what a commentary channel is in 2021. I'm not gonna explain it, but they do. Again, it's a cult. It looks like a whole cult. Myron doesn't create this culture where they don't think, they just say it.
These are some real supporters, man. Because they didn't know the truth, but they knew us, our character and who we were, and they stood their ground for us. And
clout chasing, that's what everyone is doing if they talk about him. Even though they would also talk about trending shit.
When we go to Moshi Moshi after all these shows, you guys know what we're doing? We're plotting.
Yep.
All right, what's the topic for tomorrow? Okay, yo, this is trending. Okay, we need to talk about this.
We are clout chasing, but they don't clout chase when they talk about trending shit. Don't come with that. Don't. Another thing, okay, and the constant victim card that was being pulled in that, I guess, podcast episode. Good lord, dude. One of the things they try to justify, not really justify, but create an excuse. I love when people say, I don't justify, but here's the excuses that I have for you. Was that their behavior with Aaron Preach were just a mere lack of knowledge on how to behave as a content creator. Here's the thing, and I've seen it from multiple people saying the same shit. You didn't fail as a content creator, you failed as a human. Guys, you don't need to have a YouTube channel to understand that when someone says, like, you know what, I like red cars. I think the color makes the car look faster. And then you respond with, your mama's a hoe. Like, everyone understands that where is this coming from? This has absolutely no reason to come out. If these guys were 16, maybe I would give a little bit of benefit of the doubt. But how old are these guys, man? Are you gonna say shit like this and expect me to, like, that's them not being good content creators? They need a little bit of experience when it comes to that. No, that's being an asshole, man. Let's admit that shit. It's being an asshole. And the way they talk about integrity is really weird. As long as they do what they do behind the camera in front of the camera, so basically if they're an asshole behind the camera and they do it in front of the camera, they have integrity. How can someone think like this? Good job, you're not fake, but you're still an asshole. It's absolutely fine we go through those stages in life. I admit that, no one's perfect. But to not learn from that, to not understand that you're going through this phase right now, and you should be learning from it, not be all pissy at people for not accepting apologies. Forgiveness is just not something that's automatically given. It's something that you got earned it, I guess, in a certain way. You just can't expect. Forgiveness is completely different. You can apologize all you want, but some people will not forgive you. So here's the conclusion. I wasn't surprised. It didn't get worse to me because it was already rock bottom. They just confirmed exactly what I thought. When there was a doubt that maybe I should have heard their version, there's no longer any doubt of that. Because what I saw, at least with Anna Quinn, because it was the only short thing that I was like seeing and being like, you know what, there's plenty of evidence for this. The thing that seemed like objectively true. I gave them a chance to somehow show that how this was all flipped out of context. But none of it justifies what they did in the slightest, and they didn't even address exactly what they said. Because to him, saying that he's a bad man, he doesn't like women, yada yada yada, is comparable to people going to her DMs and wishing her baby to... To him, this is not a problem. He saw those texts. He wasn't even disgusted, people. I rewatched it. I tried to see some reaction, some sort of like, guys, listen, this is too much. Don't do this. This is disgusting. It didn't do any, like, at no point in the podcast it did this once. If it did, please show me. Okay, give me a timestamp on this video, whatnot. Just give me a timestamp, I'll see it. Again, he doubled down and said like, you know what, guys, this is very much well deserved. Bro, when you fucking do this, there's no more version. I'm sold. I already have my idea about you. Okay, could you change it? I guess you could. If you actually start having some integrity, admit to everything that you did, understand how much damage you caused and why is that a bad thing. Anna Quinn said that Q&A was gonna be useless, and shit, do I fucking agree. But yeah, like the videos, that would be really appreciated, okay? Subscribe if you like these style of videos, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.